What's up, guys? Jeff here, Grit City Fitness and Performance. One of the questions I got recently asked and sparked this topic is, how do I budget my time for my workouts and schedule each week? And now I'm in a bit of a different position than a lot of you guys based on the fact that I work in a gym. I own the gym, I'm always there. I basically live around my schedule of that. However, you may not have the flexibility or the easeability. So here's the tactics that I use and I apply for all the other stuff. The stuff that in my life is the complication and the challenge, just as fitness might be the complication or challenge in your life. Now, don't think, oh, it's not fitness, so it doesn't apply. It does apply. All these lessons apply across the board. So whatever you're having a hard time with or whatever you're struggling with, these tools and tactics apply. So first off, how do I budget my time? Okay, well, in regards to my fitness, I know that I train every day. I train for about an hour a day, every day, 6 days a week, maybe 7. And the 7th is usually going to be a fun day. Now, what I know is that I train for an hour every day, and that's how I've laid out my schedule. However, if you don't have an hour every day to train, what you'll do is you set up 2 or 3 days that you are guaranteed to commit to. Now, those commitment times are maybe like a 5 a.m. or a 6 a.m. or 7 p.m. Commit to times that do not get impacted by others. This is one of the biggest hurdles for most people. Now, this hurdle can be alleviated by ensuring that what you are committing to doing, such as a workout, is important. Okay. Now, if people start realizing that your fitness is important and going to the gym is important and getting your workouts in is important to you, they will no longer try and interject with your schedule. So, first, you set and commit. You set and commit the days and times that you're going to make work. The other thing I did say is maybe do it in the morning. Now, some of you guys are instantly going to go into the, Jeff, I can't wake up early. I can't wake up in the morning. I can't do it. That's bullshit. The truth is you can't, because there's many days a week that I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I usually don't go to bed till midnight. That's a story. The story is running your life right now. Now, I always say this. You can have two things. You can have stories or results, but you can't have both. So the story that you're telling yourself right now that you can't wake up in the morning can be true or it can be false. In 99.9% of the times, it's false, because if I said, if you get up at 4:30 in the morning and stay up this whole day, you're going to be on a flight to wherever you want and you're going to get to have all the fun in the world. You would wake up at 4:30 in the morning and do what you need to do to have fun. So start thinking of starting your morning the same way. Start your morning by working out. Now, the other reason I like to work out first thing in the morning, and I recommend it for you guys, is one, there's no distractions. You don't have people calling you in the morning or wanting to hang out or wanting to go to breakfast at fucking 5 or 6 in the morning. None of that happens. The other thing, I call it putting myself into power. Power is not just like strength, physical strength, or emotional strength or stuff like that. Power is getting my ball rolling in the direction I need to go each day. So, how do I do that? I work out first thing in the morning. Now, on top of that, how do I schedule out my week? Now, again, I already said set up 1 to 2 days or 2 to 3 days a week that you can guarantee that you are going to commit to those time periods. Maybe it's morning, maybe it's the night. The other thing I do is if I do not have the time, I still go in and do something, right? For you guys, maybe that's just coming into the gym and hopping and telling the coach, hey, I've got 20 minutes. What can I do in 20 minutes? Or hopping on the rower, or coming in and saying, hey, I got to be out of here by a certain time period. Make sure I do this and then crush the workout. I go through a process called park bench and bus stops. So what this means is my average training day is a park bench. If you've ever sat at a park bench, there's no time schedule. It's just go in, do your stuff, and leave the park when you want. Then there's bus stops. Bus stops is where you sit down and you wait for 5 to 10 minutes before the bus arrives, or you have a certain amount of time before the bus arrives. So there's 2 different points here, right? Point 1 is some days you're going to have park benches. Park benches is the days that you schedule those 3 to 4 sessions a week that you commit to. The other days are bus stops. You only have a certain amount of time. You get in, you crush it, you get out. Okay? Now, how do I budget time? Budgeting time is easy for me. Okay? Budgeting time is very easy for me because, just like your finances, my time is important to me. I don't waste time on doing dumb shit. I don't waste my time on doing shit that's not important to me. I don't waste my time doing stuff for other people that don't need it, right? My schedule is not dictated by others. My schedule is not dictated on who wants to go to lunch today, and my schedule is not dictated on who wants to go have fun. My schedule is dictated on myself, just like my finances are, right? My finances are dictated and budgeted by me, not by what my friends want to spend, not by what my family wants to spend, and none of that stuff. So when you say the term budgeting, realize you're in control of that. So budgeting your time efficiently is just like budgeting your finances effectively, okay? You must take control of them. You control them, no one else, so you have to budget it yourself. Now, the other question you must ask yourself when you're coming into scheduling and figuring out your budgeting of workouts is, what do I need to do to get me to my goal, right? So let me ask you this. What is your goal? Is your goal to lose 20 pounds? Is it to lose 50 pounds? Is it to get stronger, right? These are why the coaches are here to help you. Because when you have a goal, we want to help streamline it. We want to make it as simple, effective, and efficient as possible. We want to get you there as quickly as possible and work around the schedule that you have. So what we then do is say, hey, what is the goal? What is the goal? Okay, that's the key. What is the goal? Now, what will it take for you to get to that goal? Okay. Now, if we say our goal is to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, we have a very time-specific time crunch that we need to figure it out. Now, when it comes down to a goal like that, we're not budgeting fitness. We are just going ham. We're going balls to the wall until we achieve that goal. Now, maybe you say, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks. Well, here's how we can budget that. To get to that 20 pounds in 12 weeks, we must do X, Y, Z. Now, XYZ is just like going to the doctor. We must now schedule it. So again, scheduling our days, right? We control our days, our times, and what we do on a daily basis. So what do I need to do to get to XYZ? Maybe it's 3 workouts a week, and maybe it's 28 minutes of cardio a day. Okay, how do I make that happen? Now I start laying out my day. This all comes back to prioritizing. Prioritizing is the key here, guys. Doing things that are actually important to moving you towards your goals. I have something called the quadrants for success here, and or getting what you want, basically. And hopefully, I can show you these, and they'll make sense to you. But basically, we live in 4 quadrants. Okay, our days are well, not our days. We live in 4 quadrants, guys, and these 4 quadrants dictate what we accomplish and achieve. Now, these 4 quadrants, I'm going to flip my camera here. The 4 quadrants look something like this. Where am I here? There. Okay. You guys can see them over here. Okay. Now, we have 4 quadrants, and those 4 quadrants are simply this. Quadrant 1 is important and urgent. Quadrant 2 is important and non-urgent. Quadrant 3 is non-important, urgent, and quadrant 4 is non-important and non-urgent. Okay, so pop back to me. What does this tell you? Most of us live in 2 quadrants. Those 2 quadrants are typically going to be the non-important, non-important urgent, and non-important non-urgent. Okay, but we must live inside the quadrants of important urgent and important non-urgent. Important non-urgent is the game changer, though. When you live in the important non-urgent, you will crush stuff. The reason why is because, let me explain these quadrants real quick. Important urgent. Important urgent is you break your leg and you have to go to the doctor. Important urgent is you have to finish this task at work before leaving today. Important urgent is taking the trash out before the trash man comes, right? Those are important urgent. Sorry, my trash man literally just came by. Then we have non-important urgent, right? So here's the thing. You ever get parents, this is, or non-parents, but who have called parents. Have you ever called your parent and been like, Mom, I need you to bring me my clothes that I forgot at home? For your parent, for you, for me in that case, if I make that call, for me, that's urgent. For my parent, that's non-important. But as a parent, my parent took the time out of her day to then bring me my items. So my mom, in this case, was doing shit that was important to me that I forgot, that I didn't prioritize. And then it took out of her day, and she's now focusing on non-important, urgent shit. Okay? So think about it. Where are you getting pulled into non-important, urgent stuff? Your kids, your work, the person that wants to have a conversation, that thing that someone asked you to go help them with, right? Ever have that? Then we have non-urgent, non-important. Non-urgent, non-important. Think about happy hour every night. Think about, going and watching the fucking new Game of Thrones episode or whatever the hell you watch. I don't watch TV, so I don't even know what's on right now. But non-important, non-urgent things. Non-important because it's not significant in moving you forward in your life, and non-important because it's not important. If you don't do it, is the world ending? No. Non-important because if you don't even remember it next week, you won't care. Right? So, most people, again, are spending their time in the non-important, urgent, being forced around by other people, or living in non-urgent, non-important things by doing shit that's not relevant to what your end outcome is. So, again, we have to live in the important, urgent for sure, because everything in our life is important and urgent. Taxes, work, our home life, all that stuff. So we have to make sure we're there. But the game changer, guys, is the important non-urgent. The important non-urgent is the differentiator between you and the person you want to be or the person you look to. Because when that person lives in the important non-urgent, they make moves forward. Important non-urgent is your fitness, is you working on a goal that you have, working on opening a business, right? Those are important non-urgent things because those tasks are what moves or shifts you forward, but they're not urgent because you don't have a time delay on them, right? You're not going to die in 6 weeks if you do not lose 5 pounds. Now, if you did, that then becomes an important urgent. So, hopefully this makes a lot of sense for you guys in regards to, how to lay out and structure your week, right? Focusing on what's important and making sure you're living in a life of non-important urgency, or important non-urgent tasks, as well as living in the important urgent, and trying to avoid yourself from getting pulled into these non-important urgent tasks and non-important non-urgent. Then living also in the fact that you control your life, and you want to make sure that you just set yourself up for success by performing your daily schedule ritual that puts you into power early. For me, that's training in the morning. That's getting my I call it Core 4, getting my Core 4 done first thing in the morning. So I call it Core 4 before the door. So I'm done with my day before I even really start my day. Then it's about figuring out what you need to do to take you from X to Y, and then figuring out what that entails across each week. Then scheduling it, laying it out for your own success. Remember, you control your life. No one else does. When you let other people control it, that's the only time you get to say that you're not in control. And then it feels like shit because you're getting pulled by everybody else. So those are my big takeaways, guys, on answering that one question of how do you budget time and for your workouts and scheduling out your week, right? It's about priorities first. It's about finding what's important and prioritizing it. Finding what is going to move you to the direction that you want, and then finding out what it will take to get to Y from X, and then figuring out what you need to do each week to do that. Again, if it's 10 pounds in 12 weeks, shit, you might be able to just work out 3 to 4 days a week. If it's 10 pounds in 10 days, we're probably going to have to go a little bit harder on that, right? So those are my tactics. Those are my tools. Those are my go-tos, guys. And also, I showed you that gram, that 4 quadrants, but try and avoid performing non-important, non-urgent tasks when you could be doing important, non-urgent tasks. Instant gratification is far less gratifying than massive shifts in your life or achieving that big outlandish goal that you set. I guarantee you that the Game of Thrones episode today that you decided to watch that was non-important and non-urgent is going to be forgotten about much faster than the day that you went to the gym and you got a new PR. Or the day that you got on the scale and lost all the weight that you wanted, right? Those are movers. Those are happiness points. So It's important for you guys to focus on those things, focus on what you want, focus on hitting your important non-urgent tasks, as well as living in a life of important urgency and important non-urgent tasks. Then prioritizing your life or your days around achieving the massive shifts and movers that you need to do each day, or however you need to do them each week. And then that's how you guys will budget and lay out your schedule for the week to succeed with your goals. Take care, guys.